Imagine walking into a place where the cool air hits you like a winter breeze. Yet, in this place, the chill isn't just for comfort. Here, massive steel vats hold smooth ice cream mixes, conveyor belts hum with nonstop energy, and teams of robotic arms dip creamy bars into warm, velvety chocolate. Every corner bustles with a singular mission: to produce millions of Magnum ice creams daily. That's right, this isn't just a factory, it's a mega factory operating at a scale most people never even imagine when they pick up their favorite frozen treat. But what really happens behind these guarded walls? Is it all as smooth and sweet as it seems, or are there hidden twists in the story of this iconic ice cream bar? Brace yourself, because once you see how it's done, you might never look at a Magnum the same way again. The Magnum phenomenon began in the late 1980s as a luxury dessert on a stick intended to stand out from the crowd of ordinary frozen treats. Back then, most ice creams were content with bright cartoon mascots or standard flavors. Magnum, on the other hand, aimed to evoke sophistication, pitching itself as a sleek chocolate-coated bar that promised an indulgence beyond anything else in the freezer aisle. From its very first launch, the brand sparked global attention. Milk chocolate was layered thick and crunchy, the vanilla core was rich and velvety, and marketing campaigns emphasized indulgence as a form of everyday escapism. It wasn't just ice cream, it was an experience that made you feel like you'd stepped into a luxurious dessert parlor. This unique angle propelled Magnum to the forefront of premium ice cream bars. What happened next was a whirlwind of expansion across countries and continents. Different flavor profiles, caramel swirls, almond chunks, even experimental varieties like double chocolate started capturing new markets. And behind it all, the brand maintained its image as a refined, irresistibly creamy treat. Yet few people realize how elaborate the production process is. Creating a bar that consistently delivers the same smooth, flavorful bite in countless parts of the world demands some serious behind-the-scenes magic. Behind the refined image is a monster of a manufacturing operation. Picture a complex of towering silos, interconnected assembly lines, and a workforce operating both day and night. This is the realm where fresh cream, high-quality cocoa, and other raw ingredients come in by the truckload, enough to satisfy millions of dessert enthusiasts every single day. It's a place where one small glitch in the system could mean tens of thousands of imperfect bars. Gargantuan tanks store liquid cream at precise temperatures, so it's always ready for the next stage. Sugar, milk solids, and other secret ingredients are kept in controlled environments to maintain consistent flavor. Incoming shipments are tested rigorously. Any deviation can be detected by on-site labs dedicated to ensuring quality. All this is choreographed with near military precision. Ingredients are measured down to the gram because even a slight imbalance in the mix can alter the final taste. Through every door, there's a hum of machinery, the echo of conveyor belts, and a group of workers keeping an eye on displays that track metrics like temperature, viscosity, and production speed. But the real excitement begins when everything converges to form the sweet base of the ice cream itself. After all, it's the flavor foundation for Magnum's signature taste, and it's not as simple as blending cream and sugar. There's a reason Magnum has that special texture that leaves you craving more, and it all starts in the mixing room. Before anyone catches sight of that iconic chocolate shell, the base must be perfected. Industrial-scale mixers whirl at speeds that seem too high to produce something so delicate. Yet, Out of these stainless steel giants comes a silky blend that sets Magnum apart. Each mixer can handle thousands of liters at a time, but the brand's strict protocols keep the texture uniform. Technicians monitor the process from enclosed control rooms, adjusting parameters like temperature and mixing duration. They reference a database of recipes that over decades have been fine-tuned to maintain that melt-in-your-mouth feel. There's a brief pasteurization phase, another layer of safety, where the mix is heated to eliminate any lurking bacteria, then cooled swiftly to preserve its fresh taste. Quality control is crucial here. Regular samplings ensure the flavor meets strict internal benchmarks. Imagine a small lab where white-coated staff test the mix's density, sweetness, and butterfat content, noting every detail in digital logs. If the taste is off by even the smallest margin, production can pause. That might sound extreme, but for a mega brand with a reputation to protect, consistency is king. And just when you think this is the most critical phase, it's only the beginning. The blend still needs to be molded into those iconic bar shapes, a process that demands lightning-fast transitions to keep everything at the right temperature. Because if you lose the cold at any point, you risk the entire batch. After the perfect mix is prepared, it's piped into molds with machine-driven precision. These molds are designed to form the recognizable oblong shape of a Magnum bar, just the right proportions so that every bite has that satisfying balance of cream and chocolate. The molds move on conveyor belts, passing through sub-zero tunnels that rapidly cool and solidify the ice cream. This fast freezing process isn't just for convenience, it's crucial for the texture. When ice cream freezes slowly, large ice crystals form, leading to a grainy consistency. Magnum solves this with a rapid blast of cold that locks in the smoothness. In a matter of minutes, the mixture transitions from a creamy liquid to solid bars, each ready for the next big step, the chocolate coating. But the journey from liquid to solid can be risky. Any moisture or excess warmth along the way can cause issues. That's why these factories often operate at chilling temperatures that might catch you off guard if you stepped in unprepared. Workers usually wear insulated gear, and a quick walk around reveals sophisticated ventilation systems, pulling warm air out and circulating cooled air where it's needed most. Of course, the freezers are only half the story. The real signature of a Magnum is that crisp shell that cracks beneath your teeth. And the chocolate behind that shell isn't any ordinary blend. It's carefully formulated for maximum crunch and flavor impact. No one can deny that the thick, decadent layer of chocolate is what truly elevates a Magnum from a regular ice cream bar to a luxurious indulgence. But how do they achieve that perfect crackle every time? It starts with cocoa beans sourced from around the world, though it hasn't all been smooth sailing. In some corners, accusations surfaced over ethical and environmental concerns tied to cocoa harvesting. Magnum's parent company has made public commitments to sustainable sourcing, but controversies linger, with critics questioning whether these efforts are enough. Once the cocoa arrives, it's refined into chocolate under tightly monitored conditions. Certain machines conch the chocolate, an intense mixing process that kneads the cocoa to create a smoother texture. Other specialized equipment measures viscosity, ensuring the final blend will coat the ice cream bar evenly without excess dripping or an overly thick shell. Then comes the dramatic plunge. Solid ice cream bars travel on a conveyor belt to a chocolate bath station. Machinery lifts each bar, dips it gracefully into the tempered chocolate, and then lifts it out again. Almost instantly, the chocolate hardens on the freezing cold surface of the ice cream. A final pass might drizzle on extra toppings, crushed almonds, sea salt, or caramel flakes, depending on which variant is rolling off the line that day. The speed and synchronization are mesmerizing. Thousands of bars can be coated within minutes, each receiving an identical layer of rich chocolate. For many, this stage represents pure magic, a glossy mirror-like sheen that signals one of the world's most beloved frozen desserts. Yet, as soon as the chocolate is set, there's another flurry of activity just ahead, packaging and getting these bars ready for a global audience. Now that each bar boasts the signature chocolate shell, it's time to wrap them up. Automated arms grab the bars and position them on a high-speed conveyor, directing them into packaging machines that seal each treat into iconic Magnum wrappers. It's a quick but carefully orchestrated dance to ensure minimal exposure to warmer ambient air. The wrappers not only protect the ice cream from outside contamination, but also preserve texture and flavor during shipping. The entire facility is climate controlled with designated areas kept at specific temperatures to maintain product integrity. From here, boxes of wrapped bars are arranged on pallets, loaded onto refrigerated trucks, and whisked off to freezer warehouses or directly to distributors. Logistics experts call this the cold chain, and it's a marvel in itself. Special freezers on trucks and in warehouses ensure the bars never rise above a certain temperature. If the chain breaks even slightly, entire shipments can be compromised. With demand spanning continents, the coordination is massive. In some regions, bars must travel thousands of miles or even across oceans before finally landing in a local store's freezer. Still, for a brand this big, it's not just about keeping the product cold. You have to stand out in a fiercely competitive market. Magnum has launched numerous ad campaigns, sponsored events, and partnered with fashion designers to keep the brand fresh in consumers' minds. Yet, marketing alone can't shield a product from whispers of controversy or complaints. And Magnum, despite its widespread love, isn't immune to criticism. Over the years, fans have voiced concerns that Magnum bars aren't as large as they once were. Some claim the recipe has changed, pointing to a less creamy texture or a shell that feels thinner than it used to. Official statements often attribute such changes to rebranding or evolving consumer tastes, but that hasn't stopped online chatter from sparking rumors of cost-cutting measures. Meanwhile, environmental groups have questioned the sources of Magnum's palm oil and cocoa, launching campaigns demanding higher transparency. Accusations surfaced about deforestation risks and the brand's responsibility to ensure ethical labor practices in its supply chain. While corporate executives highlight efforts to adopt sustainable standards and certifications, critics remain watchful, calling for continuous improvements. Then there are the marketing stunts. Limited edition flavors, like gold leaf-coated bars, have stirred both excitement and backlash, with some calling them overindulgent. Others argue such extravagance is precisely what makes Magnum stand out from other brands. However you look at it, these controversies haven't derailed the brand's popularity. The global appetite for Magnum remains voracious, and their factories keep churning out bars by the millions. So, how does the future look for this ice cream giant? Many expect even more daring flavors and expansions into the health-conscious lines. Think reduced sugar or vegan variations designed to appeal to evolving consumer preferences. Whether these innovations will spark another wave of attention or criticism remains to be seen. standing in the middle of that mega factory where every detail, from the first splash of cream to the last glossy coating of chocolate, is choreographed with near flawless precision, it's easy to forget that so much effort goes into something you can buy casually at a corner store. And yet, beneath the alluring exterior lies a world of technological marvels, intense quality control, and ongoing battles to stay ahead of ethical, environmental, and competitive pressures. For every bite you take, a chain of events had to unfold perfectly, from farmers cultivating cocoa beans to scientists refining recipes in test labs. Is Magnum's production process a testament to human ingenuity, or does it raise deeper questions about consumer culture and modern manufacturing? Perhaps it's both. One thing's for certain: this mega factory is an astonishing place, pumping out icy indulgences for millions around the globe every single day. So the next time you crack into that chocolate shell and experience that creamy center, remember the sheer scale and ambition behind it. After everything we've uncovered here, the question remains: will Magnum hold on to its position as the king of premium ice cream bars? Or are there more secrets lurking behind those polished steel doors? Only time, and perhaps our taste buds, will tell. And that brings us to the end of an inside look at one of the world's most famous frozen treats. If you've ever wondered what it takes to produce millions of Magnums daily, you now have a glimpse of the colossal effort behind each bar. But is the story complete, or is there even more beneath the surface? One thing's for sure: the next time you unwrap a Magnum, you'll know you're biting into more than just ice cream. You're tasting a piece of a global phenomenon,